Ladies and gentlemen, Kepa Arrizabalaga under immense scrutiny. We're going to talk about that. There's a bit of information in regards to Wesley Fofana. Perhaps he's injured, so it kind of makes sense why Graham Potter did the substitution yesterday. And a little bit of quotes from Ben Chilwell post-match. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of talk going on in regards to Kepa, and rightly so. I mean, let's explore this situation. I think we can safely say, look, it's been a remarkable turnaround from what Kepa was doing a couple of seasons ago. I think the turnaround started somewhere around last season under Thomas Tuchel. And then this season, obviously, he's taken over as the number one goalkeeper. His stats looking good. Save percentages are looking good. He's a lot more confident. And then now, recently, we've even seen him being the captain when Kovacic goes off in the second half. So, look, sensational comeback and a great role model to showcase to the youngsters that, look, just because when the chips are down, don't be disheartened. You can always make yourself, find yourself to come back. And that's been a great character of Kepa Arrizabalaga. But having said all of this, having given him the praise, and he does deserve a lot of praise. He has saved a lot of points for us in recent times. But even throughout that particular period, not once can I ever tell you that, you know what? He is undoubtedly Chelsea's number one. There was always doubts. There's doubts on Mendy as well. People are trying to put a case up for Mendy now that, Mendy should be back into the team. No problems. You can bring back Mendy. I've got no qualms about who the number one is at the moment, because me personally, I don't think either of them are complete. And Chelsea Football Club, God damn it, we need complete. That's the level that's required at the highest level. Do you know what I mean? If you wanna go up against the big dogs out there, Kepa, his ball playing ability is a lot more superior to Mendy. Mendy's one's not bad, but Mendy can get himself in a lot of trouble if you want to rely on him to play out from the back. Kepa on the other side, not so much. But Kepa is not completely polished either when it comes to distribution. There are times where his distribution leads to a lot of issues. Like, for example, yesterday it was his long ball that he gave away to Everton, which ultimately led to the goal, the equalizer at the end. So look, there's the distribution factor in terms of shot stopping. Mendy, obviously, I think safe to say he is far more superior. But Mendy, we've seen over the last 12 months as well, man. Since he came back from that African Cup of Nations, he's not been the same. In the World Cup as well, Mendy was horrendous. And in recent times, he's been injured. Whether he's back into full training, we'll see. I think I've seen some footages of him that he is training now. And we'll see whether he starts. But bottom line, both of them are not balanced. Both of them have flaws, and immense flaws as well. This is why we've been linked with a goalkeeper like David Raya. We've been linked with Brighton goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. We've also been linked with, Jordan Pickford. We've been linked with the Croatian goalkeeper. We've been linked with the Portuguese Diogo Costa. Look, I've seen, for me, the standard that I would like to see is Ter Stegen standard in Barcelona. His ball distribution, he could literally be a midfielder. He's got the vision to be a midfielder. His shot stopping is excellent, but most importantly, he's so commanding in his 6-yard box. So this is the biggest issue with Kepa Arrizabalaga at the moment, is that, okay, your save percentages, which tends to tell me that, your shot stopping ability is on point for the time being, but Kepa just does not command his 6-yard box. When there's crosses, when there's corners, when there's free kicks, he will not come out of that. Do you know what I mean? He won't come out of his line. He stays rooted in his line. He won't come out, even in his 6-yard box, to punch the ball, to dominate. Just won't do that. Lack of confidence, lack of belief in his own ability, probably. This is what's hampering the situation, because sometimes you do need to bail out the defenders, because you have hands to negate that situation. Defenders don't have that. You can come out and clean something up, with a punch, and the issue goes away. But if you're not going to do that, there are times where the ball will be delivered in an area where it's it's a corridor of uncertainty. So defenders don't know if they should go in with the head. Goalkeeper, if they're not coming out, it does get quite messy, and that's where a goalkeeper needs to be dominant, man. And a dominant goalkeeper will give belief to the defense as well. And a goalkeeper that's not dominant, a bit timid, defense feels a bit confused when set pieces happen. Their minds get scrambled. So look, appreciate everything Kepa has done, and I appreciate everything Mendy's done. But the bottom line is both of them are quite. There's flaws. Both of them have immense flaws. And in the summer, I would like Chelsea Football Club to perhaps get a goalkeeper that has either much lower flaws or no flaws at all. I think someone like David Raya should be considered as the first choice. Seen him play for Brentford, and ball distribution is very good, shot stopping is very good, and he's very, very commanding in his 6-yard box. So, look, all these conversations that's happening in regards to Kepa at the moment, they're valid, man. It's not misguided at all. But the one thing I will say is that there's now slander, there's now hatred, there's now abuse, there's now insults. See, this is when I feel like saying, well, just not that long ago, when people were very aggressive towards Mason Mount, constructively criticizing. I know there's a lot of hate as well, there's abuse, and that's not right. But a lot of the fans would step up and say, "Oh, what about his mental health? Look after his mental health." And now that Kepa is getting all this heat, not a single person is coming out and talking about mental health, and that's what really, really disappoints me. That why is there the different stance on different players, man? I mean, isn't Kepa a Chelsea player? Hasn't he done well this season overall? What about his mental health? So that's what really annoys me. Let's check out this particular tweet from Matt Law. Information from Matt Law, tweet from Chelsea Dodgers. The goal Kepa conceded in the 89th minute against Everton at Stamford Bridge on Sunday was no howler, and the big mistakes have become fewer and farther between. But it was another example of the fact he's still not the man for a rescue act. He was also indecisive on Abdoulaye Doukoure's goal, neither challenging the man for the ball nor defending his line. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, recent times he has saved us quite a lot of points, kept us in the game. But next season, I'm hoping everything settles down and we are, a far more serious club than we are this season. And once that happens, settle defense, settle midfield, settle attack, and we're banging in goals, we're looking good in midfield, we're strong defensively. I would hate to see Kepa let go of, the chances that we saw yesterday against Everton. Both the time, the corner, Kepa should have done something to negate that situation. And the equalizing goal, it was hit directly at his hand, but the ball literally smashed through his hand and just went through his hand. And that for me is concerning. I can understand players can have mistakes, but when you have certain flaws, and we've seen Kepa have, people talking about his weak wrist, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Do you want to see him as the number one goalkeeper for Chelsea Football Club? Do you want to see someone else? Are we being harsh? What's your stance? Let me know. Do you want Mendy back? Let me know in the comment section. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Wesley Fofana will not play for France due to hamstrings in his right thigh sustained against Everton. So, look, I guess that particular substitution that Graham Potter made, of him and then taking him off, bringing in Chalobah, was due to Wesley Fofana having a slight bit of injury. Now, I'm hoping that this is just a slight injury. We've got 2 weeks off. I need Wesley Fofana back. Wesley Fofana had a superb game against Everton, and he's been very, very good since he's come back from injury. I don't want him to be sidelined now. I hope he can recover from this. Great that he's not part of the international squad off the back of this. I know it's a bit of a bummer for him because he really wanted to be part of it and he was called upon on the French team. But look, need this guy to be fit as soon as Premier League kick starts again, and obviously Champions League. We've got Aston Villa straight after the international break. I would like to see Wesley Fofana in the starting lineup. I really don't want to see him sideline, man. Need this guy. Need this guy. He's buzzing. His energy, his pace, his power on that right side is immense. Badly, badly need him, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully this isn't some sort of a prolonged injury situation. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Chilwell, some comments that he made post-match. We're disappointed not to win the game and really frustrated to concede so late on. I think we dominated in the first half and we created a lot of chances. I'm not sure about creating a lot of chances. I think there were some half chances, but I don't think clear-cut chances. But unfortunately, we just couldn't take them. Then in the second half, I think we probably played into their hands a little bit. The game became a bit of a fight. It became a lot scrappier, and that suited them. Now, the question is, why? Why in the second half did it become a lot scrappier? Because in the first half, that wasn't the case. Why has it become like that? Is it the energy just drops in the second half? There's a really, really good thread from Ryan. Check it out. Actually, I'll bring that out very, very soon. Let me see if I can just bring that out right now. Where Ryan actually talks about this energy. So check this thread out from Ryan, Carefree Tactics. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Where he talks about this immense energy that gets put on, and then throughout the match. And is that the reason that our team tends to lose energy as the game goes on? Whilst Potter's philosophy of rapid, direct progression into the final third is designed to catch the opposition off guard, plus create as much as chances behind as possible, its disadvantages have made itself as clear as its advantages, to the point of the team's detriment. The extreme directness of Potter's team consistently mimics a ping-pong-like flow, which seems to shoot itself on the foot as much as it shoots the opponent. The lack of control of possession amidst winning crucial transition not only one breeds confidence into the opposition by allowing them unnecessary time on the ball to grow both psychologically and tactically into the game, but it is too a physically draining style of play, which is always at 100% tempo. This can be an explanation as to why we start games very positively, then noticeably drop levels of energy and intensity after the first quarter of each game. There you go. And I think there has to be some explanation there. The ping-pong nature of our game might just get some of these players tired, but also the substitutions that took place. The substitutions that took place just brings on the pressure. I mean, taking off all these attackers who potentially control the match, players like João Felix, players like Pulisic were doing good. I understand Pulisic probably couldn't have played the entire 90, but you at least keep João Felix. You at least keep João Felix, who's capable of keeping the ball. So look, we invited the pressure. We invited the pressure through doing those substitutions. And I think this particular comment from Ben Chilwell needs to be looked into far more deeply. I think that's where we can uncover exactly what went wrong. They got the equalizer, which gave them a boost, but when Kai scored a great penalty, we thought that would put us where we need to be to see the game out. So that's really frustrating. We didn't keep the ball well enough. They scored on the counter-attack to make it 2-2, and we are all very disappointed with that. We didn't keep the ball good enough. And I think when you take off players like Kovacic, when you take off players like João Felix, it's gonna have a detrimental effect. You're bringing in players that are probably not strong enough to keep the ball. So we're disappointed to concede from a set piece. We knew that would probably be where they'd be most dangerous from, and we worked on that leading up to the game. So that's very disappointing. So look, I think we all knew that one of the biggest ways Everton was going to get the goal is set pieces, and it's really, really disappointing that we did not negate that situation. And it all comes down to also Kepa. Kepa, if you're going to negate set pieces, you need your goalkeeper to command the box. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are on everything that we've spoken about today. More specifically in regards to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Is he your number one goalkeeper? Let me know in the comment section below. And smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live tomorrow. So do look out for that early morning, just like every other day. And subscribe to the second channel. Make sure you subscribe. The link is in the description. Check out the latest video in the second channel, which is in regards to Antonio Conte's outburst in the press conference, absolutely slamming Tottenham Hotspurs. Check that out. Until next time, see ya.